I'm live. Hello, hello. I am Rebecca. You are watching Rebecca the Reseller. Thank you for joining me today live, which I don't get to do very often. So I'm super excited to be live right now. I'm also super nervous. Like, I don't usually get nervous to be on YouTube really ever, like since the beginning of doing it almost 2 years ago. But I am nervous today because I'm sharing with you something that I've been working on, and I've shared it in one place. I haven't shared it everywhere, and I worked really hard on it. And so, like I don't know, I've never actually written like a full real book, but I would imagine it would feel this way if you wrote a book or like made a movie, like a big creative endeavor that you worked really hard on. And, you know, it's like a kid, like you're going to release it to the public or whatever. And it's not that big of a deal, but in my world, it's a big deal to me. So I'll let some people come in and just kind of go over a couple of things. And then I will kind of share it. So the one thing that I do want to touch on as I get ready to share this is there's been a lot of talk in the community, the reselling community, specifically on Instagram, because that's where we get a lot of our information about paid products. And I really haven't weighed in too much. I mean, I may have mentioned things from time to time, but I feel like there's two schools of thought on it. And this is a good opportunity, since it relates to our topic today, to share with you my viewpoint, and just put my 2 cents in, because it's my channel and that's what I like to do. So then, like I said, I'll wait just a couple of minutes and then I will share the big reveal. But from being on YouTube now for almost 2 years, the one thing that I learned, and it was surprising and not surprising, is that everyone is different. And that's not the surprising part. But the surprising part to me, and how it relates to all of this, is that everyone learns differently. Everyone sees things differently. Things are obvious to some people and not obvious to other people. Everyone comes from a different place, and we all value things differently. Like, we may all be resellers, but some of us may have more time to resell than others. So there's going to be a different value placed on time and learning, and how much work we can get done, and how much money we can make. And we know that. There's difference of opinion on, selling high value items versus doing volume. There's difference of opinion of just reselling versus being a multi-passionate entrepreneur. Everyone sees things differently. And from the comments that I get on YouTube videos and interacting with people on Instagram, I love my little community. And I realized that over time, I'm not going to be for everyone, right? Like, there's only going to be a certain amount of people that dig me, and that's okay. Like, I'm a big girl. I have a thick skin. I'm perfectly capable of understanding that not everybody's going to like me. I'm super long-winded, super analytical. Like, that's the only way I know how to be. I'm super intense. And that's going to work for some people that either are exactly like that, and so they dig that, or they feel that they need that. They need a deep dive because they don't know about something. And so those are the two kinds of people that I've always found have provided comments on YouTube videos, or responded with me on Instagram, or sent me DMs, because either they're exactly like me, super analytical, need to be in the nitty gritty and the details of it all, and appreciate when I do that, or they appreciated how deep I went into it because they didn't know, and that was a new idea for them, or a new way to do something, or whatever, and they appreciated learning that from me. And so it's either you're the same as me or you're the opposite for me. Then there's going to be, I guess, like a third set of people that just have no appreciation whatsoever for anything that I do. And that's fully okay. And so this video, and what I have to share today, is not for those people. It's not for the people that don't dig me, that don't watch my videos, that don't appreciate that I go into detail about stuff. And, get into the nitty gritty with things, because I'm not speaking to them because they're not wanting to receive my message. And that's totally fine. My channel and my Instagram and what I do is meant for the people that want to hear that, want to get a deep dive into something, want to know how I've analyzed something, and all of that. And I feel like that takes a lot of time and effort. And, putting a YouTube video together, I'm sure you guys have watched a lot of YouTube. You've heard YouTube creators say, putting together a video, planning it out, scheduling it, for me, finding kid-free time to do it. If there's any editing involved, which for me, there's usually not because there is no time or technical skill, promoting it. There's a lot that goes into that video. It's not just pop on and do it. And so, people get upset with YouTubers because they were like, you're getting paid from YouTube and you get all the ads. And I've talked on my channel that not all of us are big YouTubers. I have under 5,000 subscribers, and I appreciate every single one of you, but that does not mean that I make bunches and bunches of dollars. I just recently shared with someone over email that I don't think I've even made $1,000 cumulatively on YouTube from AdSense in almost 2 years, because there's a period of time that you don't make any money, you're not monetized, and then there's a period of time where you barely make any money. And I feel like I'm still in that. Like, I haven't ever crossed a $300 a month in a month. And that's okay. I'm not looking to get rich off of it. I enjoy doing it. I just like to have some money coming in for the time that I put in, because I could put that time in, obviously, on reselling or other things. So I say all of that to say that is why some people, like myself, make paid products. And you guys know I have my Etsy store, and I have the tools that I've made for myself and my business, and other tools for resellers to use in their business that can help them. And so that tool is something I made, I created, I put in the work, I put in the Etsy store, I promote it on my channel. Papers are going to start flying over here. And so I feel like it's a valuable tool, and someone can choose to buy it or not. But those products are fairly inexpensive, and I've gotten a lot of great feedback. I've made over 450 sales, I think I just passed, in my Etsy store. So obviously people, get something out of it, and, it's an exchange. They buy the product, I get the money, thanks so much, goodbye. But then when you get into things like courses, wink, wink, people get crazy. Like, it's a whole big thing, because I don't know why. It's, to me, the same idea. If you have an idea, develop a skill, and want to share it and provide that to other people, and put in the time and effort and work to create that communication for people to view or see or read or whatever, you should get paid for that. If you write a book, people buy it. People make movies, people pay to go see them. What other things? I don't know. And so I don't see it as any different. I've paid for courses. You guys have known that I've paid for Chriselle's courses. I bought all 3 of her courses. I'm still in the middle of one of them. Otherwise, I've taken all 3. I did another course on Etsy printables and have promoted that because I thought so highly of that. So and I plan on taking some other resellers courses. I just recently took Denali's course on how to hire a VA, even though I've hired a VA, even though I have had up to 6 VAs at any given time, and I've gone through that entire process, I also wanted to be supportive of her because I've watched her channel for a long time. I consider her one of my reseller friends in the YouTube and Instagram world, even though we've never met in person. And I wanted to support her and show her my support by purchasing her course. And I just recently completed it. And I thought that she did a great job with it. For someone that has never done it, I think that will be a lot of great information. And there are other courses that I plan to take. So I feel like it is a way to support someone that you have enjoyed free content of. I feel like it's an exchange of ideas for money, which happens all the time. And I don't think it's as big of a deal as people make it out to be. I really don't. I totally respect if someone doesn't want to pay for information. I totally respect that. I'm not saying that everybody should pay for them or poo-poo if you don't want to do that. There are certain topics that I won't pay for information because I know either I have enough knowledge on it myself or I can find it easily enough that I don't need to. But there are some topics that I feel like searching for that information will take time and effort and mental energy. And I don't want to do that. I want someone to tell me the answer, and I feel like that's what courses are. Courses put all the information in one place. It's surrounded by a topic. You don't have to watch any ads. You don't have to sit through it here, there, and everywhere. You get it for forever. You can go through it at your own pace, and you can get that person's information. It's like they dumped their brain out and gave it to you. And if it's a good course, it should be well worth your money, because you're going to then implement those things into your business. So I don't want to beat a dead horse. Maybe we can talk more about this as people have questions and things, but I did want to put my 2 cents that I don't think courses are that big of a deal. I don't think paid products of any kind are that big of a deal, whether people have coaching or masterminds or any of it. I think everyone should be out there to make a buck however they want. I don't judge them. I think it's up to you as the customer or potential customer to discern if you think it's valuable, if it's going to do what it says it's going to do, if you trust that person that's providing it, and if it's worth it for your business. Just because there are courses doesn't mean you have to take any of them. You may be totally fine in your knowledge level and not need to learn a deep dive into any topic. And just getting the general YouTube and Instagram information works for you. But there are other people that learn differently and want to dive in a little bit of a different way. And I have enjoyed the experience of taking courses and learning in that way as much as I like learning from YouTube videos. And so I think I can do a little bit of both. And some people may not want to hear that, but I felt like it needed to be said from my perspective. And like I said, it's my channel, so I get to say what I want. So let's do the big reveal. Clearly, you guys know what it is right now. I made a course. So I made a course. I wrote a course. I produced a course. I don't really know what you say about the course, but I made one, and I'm like kind of shaky right now talking about it, because it's the first time I've ever really done something this big. I mean, YouTube I've been on a while. It doesn't seem like a big deal anymore. Instagram I've been on a while. Doesn't seem like it's a big deal to like share your everyday life with people on the internet. I've made paid products before. I've done closet reviews and charged people money for my ideas and my products and things. And that was scary at first. And then it became less scary. And as you guys know, here on this channel, for me, for my Rebecca the Reseller, my Instagram and my channel, it's all about pushing myself to do things that I'm uncomfortable with. That's the only reason why, because I got myself so crazed about starting a YouTube channel when I first started it, that's when I said, F it, I'm just going to do it. Then I just did it, talking to myself in my car. I believe in pushing yourself to do things that you're uncomfortable with. That's the only way that you grow. And so creating this course is as much of a personal growth journey for me as it is putting what I think and what I believe and what I hope you will find is valuable information. So, I've never really been this like crazy about something. I don't know. I think I can tell you why. It's because courses cost more money, right? It's a bigger deal. It's a lot of content. Every course can be different. Mine happens to be 9 units or modules and has 9 downloads, and then has a 10th unit, which is all bonus lessons and bonus content. So as you guys can probably have guessed, because I'm long-winded on YouTube and I'm long-winded on Instagram, it's a pretty in-depth course that I put together. It's pretty intense. I hope that you will find that it's all valuable and what you are wanting it to be. And so the course is about, as I kind of like go around in circles, the course is about Poshmark boutiques. If you've been following me on Instagram, I've been dropping a lot of content lately about boutique and sharing little tidbits here and there, just kind of getting everybody knowing that this is something that I've been doing for a while. Obviously, I am not doing a full-time boutique. I don't do anything full-time. Everything is part-time in the small crevices of my life as a stay-at-home mom, as you guys know. So, I've done over $15,000 now in my Poshmark boutique. I feel like that is something to celebrate. And I finally decided to put the content together. And as I was starting to do it, because I had originally planned to just do a YouTube series, and then I thought maybe I would make it like for my members on YouTube, which I no longer have. And then it wasn't until after I took Chriselle's course, the ThreadUp course, that I knew that I did want to make a course, but I didn't know I wanted to do it on the Poshmark boutique. And then after I took her how to make a course, that's when I settled on that that's what I wanted to do. And so I started making it on September 25th and I finished it on October 14th. And so it took me about a month, because I was a little bit of pre-planning, to put it together. Probably it could have taken me a little less time if, I could start to finish anything, but that doesn't happen. I can't even start to finish drinking a glass of water in this house. So, but it's about creating a profitable Poshmark boutique, because when I initially decided to pick this idea, I started doing research, because that's how I learn and do anything. I dive right in. I learn by doing, and obviously I've been doing a Poshmark boutique. I've been selling all kinds of boutique items for the last 2 or 3 years now, but in dribs and drabs and little bits, and now only recently has it become very profitable for me, with a lot of systems and like rules and just very deliberate ways that I'm doing things now that have made it work. And I've learned a lot of lessons and made a lot of mistakes, and I share all of that in the course. And when I started digging deeper with the idea of making a course, I wanted to find out, what are people having trouble with? Like, I knew what my issue was, but I didn't know if that was just me. And the overwhelming rumblings out there and chatter out there on Facebook groups and Instagram and everything. I mean, you guys know I do things pretty in depth. So I just kind of like looked on Reddit, and I never even go on Reddit. Like, I looked on blogs. Like, I just wanted to see what everybody was talking about. And it was, I paid a lot of money for all this stuff on the wholesale market, and none of it's selling. Or all of the stuff is cheap crap from China, and so you can't make any money because nobody wants to buy the cheap crap. Or you may or may not need a business permit to do it. I don't know how to get a business permit. I can't do it because I don't have a business permit. All of these things. Those were the 3 major things that I saw out there of people chattering about. Like, they had sunk in a bunch of money, or they thought it was too expensive and couldn't do it, or they thought they needed all of this paperwork to be done, or whatever the other thing was that I said. And so I wanted to be able to say, I didn't do any of that. And I made a profitable Poshmark boutique, and here's how I did it. So the whole goal is to put certain strategies and certain tips and tricks and certain ways of thinking about a Poshmark boutique into place, so that you can run a profitable Poshmark boutique selling quality items, without any business permits if you don't have one or don't want to get one, and without sinking a lot of money into cheap crap merchandise. So I basically wanted to create something that spoke to all of those fears and anxieties and issues that people were having through my own experience. So I share personal stories. I take you behind the scenes of my boutique. I share actual orders that I've placed with vendors. I share a vendor list. I share how to, analyze what items you want to pick, and kind of picking out good items, what sort of categories to get into, when to get into them. I think it's pretty solid. So, I want to know what questions you have about Poshmark Boutique so I can answer them. I want to know what questions you might have about the course. I have the link. Let me put the link in. That is the link to the page. Oh, and the coolest thing, this is the coolest thing. When you make a course, it's on Teachable, which is where Chriselle has her course, and several other resellers have their courses. So we're all kind of familiar with the general platform. I made a school. Like, it's the coolest thing. I have a school. So, okay, I know I'm a total nerd about this kind of stuff. But like, when I got to hit the button that is like Rebecca the Reseller Academy, that's what it's called. I was like, That's cool. Like, I just nerd out about stupid stuff. Like, when I put videos on YouTube, even though nobody watched them and like 2 people watched them in the very beginning, like that day I thought I was the coolest thing, because it was something that had been so anxiety for me and like bubbling up for me, and I did it, that it felt so good that I did it. And the same thing with creating this school slash course, whatever, like it feels really cool to put something out there that I'm really proud of, that says I dumped my entire brain and everything that I learned, all the mistakes that I made, everything that I'm doing. I don't hold anything back. Like, there is no hidden information. It is everything. You can do it, and the next day make it happen and start it for yourself and be profitable. And even though it gives me a lot of anxiety to share it with you, because it's new and it's scary and it's exciting, I want people to enjoy it, I want people to feel good about it, it does feel really satisfying to have put it together in a different way than when I do YouTube videos, and in a different way than when I put a product out there, because it's more complete and comprehensive. It's a full idea. It is like, this is my little mini Poshmark boutique baby that I made. So I know that's so silly, but it feels really good. I'm excited for you guys to experience it. I definitely want to hear any questions that you have. Sherla says, hi, Rebecca. Hey there. Corinne, I'm not sure. Castro, congratulations on launching the course. Thank you. So I had it on pre-sale. So this, you may not like this, but I needed to see how this would go. And I started to create an email list. And if you haven't signed up for it, I really hope you will, because I give away a free Poshmark selling strategies checklist that I put together. And I've hesitated making these checklists and free downloads and things, because everybody does that. In internet marketing world, when you learn that you want to put a product out there, they say, make a lead magnet, make all these things. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. Like, it's hard and it's scary, and I'm not a graphic designer, and like nobody wants my checklist. But then once I actually put everything together, and now using Canva, which I'm not an expert in, but I'm getting pretty good at it, it looks pretty. It looks really pretty, and I'm really proud of it as this free download. So if you haven't signed up for my email list, you get the checklist, the Poshmark Selling Strategies checklist, for free. And so what I did was I wanted to beef up my email list, and I did that last week. So in the week before, I started putting out all the stuff on Instagram, sign up for my email list. And then I released it to the email list for $27. And I only had less than 300 people on my email list, and 35 people bought it. So in my mind, when I made my little goals, and I'm not going to share them all, but I'll share with you, for my pre-sale at $27 that I released only to the email list exclusively, I wanted to have 3 people sign up. That was the goal that I set for myself, 3 people. And 35 signed up, which is over 10% of my email list. And I know that people aren't now, like, I have read every single person's name every single time my email dinged saying someone signed up for the course. Like, I did my happy dance, and Gio did the happy dance, and my husband's over me talking about it, because it does mean a lot each time someone chooses to purchase information and ideas from me. I get a huge kick out of it. I get a huge thrill out of it, and it means a lot to me when someone says, you know what, that Rebecca girl, she's kind of onto something. I think it would be valuable. I'm going to take my dollars and give them to her for her information. Like, that blows my mind still. I've been putting out information on YouTube like crazy, on Instagram. I've put out these paid products before in my Etsy shop, and still it thrills me and excites me and humbles me when someone says, your idea is good enough, I'm going to pay for it. I don't take that lightly. I have somebody reviewing my course right now, and because it's not actually available yet. This is the pre-sale, and I'll talk about all of that. But so if you bought it today, or the people that already bought it, it's not live yet. It starts being live November 1st. That is the launch. It will be live. It's all done. It's all recorded. It's in there. I finished it, but it's not live until the 1st. I want to get all this stuff lined up, make sure everything's good, see if I need to do any tweaks. I have some people reviewing it right now, but it's all recorded and basically done. And provided they say it's good to go, it'll go live November 1st, which is exciting. But like, that's my main goal, is to make sure, like, I want to know that it's worth the price. I want to make sure that I'm not thinking too highly of myself. And I'm a pretty confident person, and I like to joke and be confident, but I don't want to be one of those people that's like, buy my course, it's $999. And then it's, $29.99 worth of information. So anyway, the course, when it's at its full price, when it's fully launched and ready, is going to be $147. I'm kind of following along with everybody. I'm not trying to do anything crazy. So it seems like a lot of courses are in and around this price point. I feel like that is a price point that, as a reseller, is a manageable amount. And because there's always sales and deals and launches and pre-sales, it's not at that yet. So today it's available for $47. It's going to be available for $47 till the end of this week. So I think it's the 31st, Saturday, whatever. Oh, Halloween. Yeah. So, Gio can't stop talking about Halloween. So Halloween, Saturday's the last day for this level. Then it'll go up higher, and it'll be at its final price at $147. It will be available on November 1st, where you can start watching the content. You have it for a lifetime. It's fully self-paced. Everything is in modules and then lessons broken out. It is visual, so you can kind of see all of the things that I'm talking about. Slides are in there, downloads, printables, all of that. So there's some worksheets in there as well that kind of go along with the lessons. So I feel like it's pretty complete and in-depth, and I'm really proud of it. And so I just want to see what you guys, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I want to see if you have questions. Again, drop them in here about Poshmark boutiques, about running a boutique in general, or about the course. So there's my link. Yay, super excited. I bought your course. Congratulations, Cindy. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I was like, okay, I'm going to have a couple of levels for the pricing over the course of the launch. And at the email list, pre-sale, because I just wanted to release it to a small group of people and see what would happen. 35 people bought it. As of yesterday, I was blown away, because I was like, I just need 3 people to buy it to hit kind of what I planned out for myself. Because they tell you when you make a course, you should have a monetary goal in mind. I felt really weird about that, because I'd like to make a lot of money off of it. Sure, we're all trying to make a buck. Like, we're not giving away clothes for free. We're resellers. We are trying to sell things. But I did feel weird about creating a goal when I didn't know what would happen. And then I didn't want to create something that I would be a miserable failure at. So I created a goal where I felt like was manageable. And so I broke it out at the different, at $27, I wanted 3 people to buy it. At $47, I'm putting the goal out there of 10 people. So I'm hoping that not everybody that was ever going to buy the course bought it at the 27, isn't going to buy it at the 47. But again, in my mind, I wouldn't have put any of it out if it wasn't worth the full price. That is what and the people that are reviewing it right now, that is what I tasked them with, of I need you to tell me if this is worth the full price, because all the other stuff is just discounts. It's sales, it's coupons, it's, all of that stuff. It's fun bonus to get it for cheaper. I need to make sure that my course is worth the price that I've set for it. And I think it is. I think it's worth more, because when you put it into practice, you're going to be making money, because you're going to be running a profitable boutique if you're doing all of the things that are in there. So that's, my 2 cents. I'm not seeing a lot of questions or comments, and that's okay. It's totally fine. I'm trying to think if I had anything else in my notes, because you guys know I go off script and then don't really, stick to my thing. Does anybody have any thoughts about, paid products? Because that was kind of the other topic of this that I wanted to get out there, which I talked about in the beginning. So if anybody wants to put their 2 cents in on that or ask a question about that, that's cool too. But I've really been thinking a lot about it, because I do see that there is now a trend in the reseller community going towards certain people doing paid products. And I think it is a sign of the maturing of our industry and our community, because only a few years ago, even before I was reselling, there really wasn't much of a community as far as I know, because I wasn't involved in it then. But from the OG people that were reselling, they would say, there wasn't really much of an Instagram community. There wasn't really much of a YouTube community, only really with certain people starting to put out regular content. Then more people started to do it. More people started to do it. And I think also with the rise of Poshmark being like a social selling app versus just eBay with all these random people just selling from all over the country and not really having any cohesive thing, there became a community. And so it was more about finding people and being excited to exchange ideas. And then once people realized, I'm putting out a lot of information that have helped a lot of people create their businesses, and I love doing it, but if that means that I can't put that time into my business and make money there, then why can't I also make money here? And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. And I think it's, like I said, a maturing and a natural evolution of an industry and a community. And yes, there are probably going to be courses out there that are not worth their money. And I think there are going to be people out there that push products that maybe aren't worth the money. But I also think that there are a lot of people in this community that have a lot of really great information and share it for free and have been for a very long time. And I have no problem as a consumer of that content within the community to now pay them for some of it, and now support them and show them my support and purchase what they're putting out there and letting them know that I appreciate their content, that I've always appreciated their content, and that I support them, and that now I'm going to get this other new content. And the other thing that I was really thinking about, and I'll just mention this and then I'll kind of wrap it up for my thoughts unless we have more questions, but like, no one ever gets mad at a history teacher for being a history teacher and getting paid for being a history teacher. Like, no one says, why aren't you out there actually documenting history and being a historian? Well, because that's not what they wanted to do. They wanted and felt called to be a history teacher because they liked the process of teaching. And while there are volunteer teachers of all kinds, most teachers, even though I don't think that they get paid enough, and my mom was one of them, she should have gotten paid a lot more. All of the young teachers that were in her school should have gotten paid a lot more for everything that they do. I come from a teacher family, so like I totally get all that is involved in and outside of school, and especially now with everything that's going on. But no one gets mad that a history teacher gets paid for teaching history. So I thought, why would someone get mad at a reseller for teaching reselling information instead of doing their reselling? I mean, it doesn't mean I'm not doing my reselling. I still am, but I'm doing it different now. But I also enjoy teaching reselling. Why is that a bad thing? And why is it a bad thing when I charge for that knowledge or charge for the practice and communication method of transferring that knowledge or information, because maybe it's not even knowledge, but it's a way of doing things, my experience, especially when I've been giving it away for free for all of this time. And again, it's not a snippy thing. It's not a judgmental thing. I'm totally fine whether people want to pay or don't want to pay. But that kind of analogy, I've been mulling it over, and it's like, I wonder why it seems so different. Because I don't feel that way, I can't fathom it. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I'm happy to pay for knowledge that I think is valuable. I'm happy for people to be running their business. I'm happy for people to be making money off of the tips and tricks that they've developed. And I also want to be one of those people, and now am. We'll see how it goes. But, so to me, like, when I started thinking about it in history teacher terms, because I know there's actually a lot of teachers in the reselling community, I wonder what people think about that. So I put that out there today. I'm actually really curious what your thoughts are, whether you leave them now or you leave them in a comment later down below in the video. I would love to know what your thoughts are on that, because I feel like we don't get mad at history teachers and they don't do it for free. So why would you get mad at a reseller for sharing their information and doing reselling teaching? I don't know. But Lindsay's Posh Loft. Hey, haven't seen you in a while, though I haven't been live in a while. But how are you? It's good to see you. Good morning, friends. So last call for questions, comments, concerns, because my husband's going to get going to work and I'm going to go be on geo duty here shortly. So we've got lots of sight words to be working on and all kinds of things. So course questions, Poshmark boutique questions. I'm excited. I'm still nervous. I hope everybody receives this well. How can I pin a sign at the start? Start of what? P. Harrell, hi. Thank you for asking the question. How can I pin a sign at the start of what? At top of page, okay. Like a comment? I don't know that you can. I think I can pin comments. I actually never have done that before because I get comments, but I don't get a ton on every single video. So I've never actually pinned comment. Oh, your closet. How can you pin a sign at the start? So you can't pin a sign at the start of your closet. You just have to share it last. So there is no like way to pin it or make it stay there officially. The only thing that stays and is static is your header. I have done a video on my channel about how to create a header. And so I feel like the header on your Poshmark closet is an image that you can utilize to promote a sale or promote your brand or whatever you'd like to do with your closet. And then the information line, not the link, but the information line that you get, because you can share like, your tagline or whatever. I use that to communicate buyer information. I have some videos on buyer confidence and things like that as well. Boosting, making people want to buy from you, where I share like that I ship same next day, that I've sold almost 7,000 packages. I don't know if I have anything else in there. So that's what I recommend to people to do, is utilize that prime real estate in their header and that line to put out very important key information, and then to have a closet bookmark sign. And I've also done a video about how to do a closet bookmark sign. It's something I recommend in all of my Poshmark closet reviews, because they can like that sign and then always find your closet again. And it's a way to communicate to their buyers what kind of experience they would have with you and your brand, or if you run any special sales or anything like that. If you have sales that change all the time, you could always swap out the picture in there, but having it stay at the top means you just have to share it last. And that's the only way it gets to stay at the top. My closet, yes, thank you. You rock. Not many like to share. Yeah, no, I mean, I enjoy talking, as you can tell. I feel like I have analyzed and put into practice a lot of different things, leading me to certain conclusions. And that's where I kind of base the knowledge that I share. It's all based in my experience, whether we're talking about boutiques or anything Poshmark or ThreadUp or whatever. I just share what I'm up to. And I'm never afraid. Like I said at the very beginning of this, I use this channel to share things that make me uncomfortable. So I'm never afraid to be wrong. Like this course, I mean, right now, I will tell you, the fact that 35 people have bought the course so far, in my mind, it's not a flop, because 35 people bought it. And those 35 people, I am like so grateful to you. Cindy, who already said that you bought it, I'm so grateful to you, because you made me feel like all the work that I put in on it was worth it, because I know that that's going to help 35 people. Now, if anybody else buys from it, hopefully people buy from it buy from me this week, that'll be great. And I would like to see the whole process of creating a course through the launch. Like they say, you should do the pre-sale, then you should do the launch, and then you have it at full price. And, my birthday will be coming up, so I'm sure I'll have a birthday sale where I'll offer a discount, maybe around the holidays. And then I'd like to do 2 more courses next year. That's something I talked about in my goals video that I did this week, last week, whenever, where, I'd like to do 2 more next year. I have 2 ideas that I'm kind of throwing around that I would like to do next year. I don't want to do them just to do them. I have a list probably of about 10 ideas, and I'm going to kind of think and ponder on them and decide what ones are really kind of course worthy, where I'm like, okay, is this a YouTube video or is this a course? Because I'm still going to put out YouTube videos. I'm working on now, like how to do my what sold on ThreadUp. Like I want to make that a weekly thing. What sold on ThreadUp, what sold on Poshmark weekly thing, like I used to, and then things got crazy with homeschool and whatever, but I should be able to manage it. So I'm still going to be putting out YouTube content. I'm not like all of a sudden be like, now you need to pay for everything. No, lots of information should be free. I enjoy having the community. It allows me to talk about this business that I have with you and experience your business with you. I enjoy that community of it and that exchange. So YouTube is staying, Instagram is staying. I'm still going to be giving away lots of information, but I do think, like I said in the beginning, some things are YouTube videos, and then other things are meant to be like, if you're really trying to teach a thing, you know how many YouTube videos this would be, and you know how the algorithm would never show you any of those videos in order. Like, and there's going to be some videos that you would have never seen because the algorithm's not even going to show it to you, even if you're subscribed to me, because that's just how it works. And so trying to find all that information, and I don't even think half that information is out there right now. So, you know, people don't talk a lot about Poshmark boutiques. So yeah, I mean, I feel like it's valuable. I feel like it's fulfilling a need. And I feel like a course was the right way to do it. Because for a long time I said, don't worry, I'm going to do more information about Poshmark boutiques. Do you guys want to know about it? Yes. Because I was wrestling with it myself. Like, should I just create a series on YouTube? But I felt like it was going to be so disjointed, and I was going to be very concerned about views and the performance of there, and what if most people don't watch it because they don't want to do Poshmark boutiques? Then there goes my channel for a month as I release video after video after video with everything I have to share. So I felt like after going through that rigmarole that the course was the right way to share that information, because it will be in one spot in a comprehensive way, and those that are interested in that will go there to get that, and take advantage of the pre-sales and all of that if they don't want to or can't pay the full price that it will be. So yeah, those are my thoughts on that. Let's see what happened over here. Thank you for the course. You do put a lot of thought into things. You put a lot of information into your videos. I am disorganized, so I am going to take notes on what you say in your course. So thank you, Closet Nexus. I don't know if you've purchased yet already, but thank you if you did or will. And when you go through the course, and again, none of it's available yet, but you'll have access to it starting November 1st. Print out the PDFs if you want. I mean, depends on how you want to take notes, but if you know going into it that you're a note taker, and I wanted to create a visual, but also talk more than just what's the visual, because I hate when people just kind of like read what's on the screen, because it's like, well, I don't need you to read it to me. I'm a pretty good reader all by myself. I've been doing it for the last almost 38 years. So, well, no, I guess I haven't been doing it for 34 years. And so I don't like when people just read to me. So I wanted to have a visual that you can refer to, but then also talk more than what is on the slide. And I also put some videos in there as well. But long story short, God, Rebecca, print out each lesson will have a PDF of the slides. So you can print those out ahead of taking the lesson, or just go through and like print them all out. And then, oh, maybe I'll put like a note taking on Google Slides. I haven't figured out how you can make remember on PowerPoint, you can make handouts. I haven't seen that in Google Slides, so I don't know how to do that, but maybe I can make like one PDF that has all the slides and put that as a download so that you can just print it out, and make all your notes on there. So it's the slide, and then you can just write all your notes on there. Each lesson has that lesson slide in it, but now I'm thinking I'll put one at the end of all of the slides if it's not too big. I don't know. I will try to do that. Good morning, Bobby Loves Thrift. Hey, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. So yes, I will do that. Definitely take notes, because there is more information being discussed verbally than there is in the visual that you'll be seeing. Yes. Okay. So if anyone has any last call for questions, because then my husband's really going to start getting ready for work. Questions, comments, concerns about the course or Poshmark boutiques, put them in the comments below. If you think of anything else, you guys know I read and respond to all of my comments, and I would love, maybe I'll do a Q&A later. Now this was just kind of like, hey, it's happening, but maybe as people start seeing it, I have some posts going up about it today on Instagram. You know, I can answer more comments and concerns. Rhonda says, Rebecca, I'm one of the 35 and I'm so excited. I literally started a boutique about a week before I heard about the course. Thanks so much. Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for purchasing. I do appreciate it very much. That's awesome. And I'm glad that you got the best deal that would have been out there. And for those that are going to purchase now, it's $47, which I still think it's worth the full $147. But thank you. It'll be available November 1st. And I'll let everybody know because I'll be so excited and probably nervous that day too. Once I go through the whole thing, I won't be nervous anymore. But this time, the first one, nervous. But thank you guys for all of your support, for watching, for being here today, for watching all of the videos that you've watched and following me on Instagram in any way that you have interacted with me or been a part of it or supported me by watching, liking, commenting, following, all of the things. I appreciate it. By no means are you obligated and are you expected to purchase the course. But if you want to, if this is something you've been thinking about, if you would like to scale up, free up your time, run a Poshmark boutique, and basically get a better trade off your time for your money. You'll see on the page with the link here, like I go through, it's a little salesy, but I go through like all of the things, the misconceptions that you might have about a boutique, and all of the things that you don't need, and all of the ways that it can really be helpful to you. Like I really enjoy having this portion of my business because it's a joy to go on and pick out these new items, see how they do. It's exciting when one is a hit and is selling out and you reorder it. Like it's exciting, and it's exciting in a way that you can kind of switch up your reselling because yes, it's not actually reselling, but it's part of your reselling business. It's an avenue, it's an arm, it's a way to expand, and it may rejuvenate you a little bit because you might be excited about it. Like maybe you're over thrifting, and I'm not saying don't thrift, keep doing that, but add this in and maybe it'll reboot you a little bit. That's what it did for me. And then it kind of lulled. I let it go for a little bit, and now I'm re-excited about it. Have a great day. Okay, well, thank you so much, everyone. I will let you go. I've been on for 46 minutes. Lord knows I can talk forever. So we will talk to you guys later. Go ahead, if you are just finding me, to subscribe to the channel for more reseller content. Like the video on your way out, comment down below, and go and at least check out the course via the link. Thanks so much. I'll see you later. Bye. And yes, and